Okay, hello. I'm going to give a quick introduction to a very simple Arduino sketch. Um, now, this sketch, the whole point of this sketch is to make one LED blink. That's all. On the Arduino, you want to plug if you plug the LED, put the long end of the LED wire into the pin 13 and the short end into ground. Then you don't need a resistor for pin 13 and you can make this work. Okay, so let's just go over this whole thing. This program's in C++ as far as I understand, and I'm not very good with C++, but I think I can work through it anyway. Okay, so let's just look at everything that we have here. First, we have this part up here. This is a comment. I think it's very important to include comments in your sketches because if you go back and change it later, you're going to really need to know what's in there. So you can make a comment with a slash asterisk and then whatever you want, and then asterisk slash ends the comment. So that is ignored by the computer. And you write whatever you want in there. I'm going to add some more comments later. Okay. Okay, this next part, void setup. Void setup is a function. And the void, as far as I understand it, means that it's a function that doesn't have any inputs and it doesn't have any outputs. That's why it's a void function. Okay. So a function is kind of like a little piece of code that you can make do something. So in this particular case, you have to have void set up in your Arduino sketch. So just put that in there all the time. This parenthesis right here and the close parenthesis means that there's no input parameters. So we're not inputting anything. Then the whole function is contained within these braces. So the open brace and the closed brace, anything in there is in the function. So this only has one line. And all this does is it tells, I'm going to write this as a comment, tells, oops, I'm sorry, it's this. Is it slash slash? Yeah. Tells pin 13 output. So this tells the Arduino to make pin 13 an output mode, not do, you could have it read data. This is telling it to write data. And that's all we did. Okay, now the next thing is another function of a loop. And this doesn't have any parameters in it either. And this is where we're going to just keep doing things. So the first line in here says digital write 13 high. This says use the pin 13 and turn it to high voltage. And at high voltage, that will essentially turn this LED on. That's all it does. Now, after each line, you're going to need a semicolon. I always forget to put these in here, but it has to be there. The next line says delay 1000. Delay is a built-in function, and it takes a parameter in here of how many cycles to wait. And in this case, 1,000 things is 1 second. So this is wait 1 second. So this turns on the LED, this waits 1 second, and then this next line says digital write 13 low. This turns off the LED. It puts it to low voltage, which would turn the LED off. And then it waits again for 1,000 seconds. Once it gets down here, it goes back up to the beginning because it's a loop. So it does it again. It turns it on, waits 1 second, turns it off, waits 1 second. So this blinks it on and off. Okay, so that's a very simple program. Then here are some things that you could try. You know, put this in there and make sure it works. And then here's some things you could try. I put it right here. See if you can change the delay to 1/4 of a second. Okay, I'm not going to tell you how to do that. See if you can make it a pattern. Oops, what happened? Oh, that's what happened. See if you can make it a pattern of 2 quick flashes and then 2 slow flashes. You can make them as quick as fast as you want. So flash, 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 flash. What about this one? This one is a little tough, but make it blink faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. Each time it blinks faster. Okay. Let me show you how you'd make it blink slower and slower and slower. But first we're going to need to introduce the idea of a variable. So up here, I'm going to say, I'm going to make a variable. And I'm just going to write it, and then I'm going to tell you what it does. Int d equals 1,000. That makes an integer variable, and I'm going to call it d, and it has the value of 1,000. Now if I go down here, I can use this. D. If I run this program in your Arduino, it would do the exact same thing. Because here, the only thing I change in the loop, it says wait amount d, but d is 1,000. And then wait an amount d, but d is 1,000. Okay? I could change this to whatever I want, and it would change the program too. Watch how I make this run slower and slower and slower. What if I put in here, at the end of this loop, I say d equals d plus 500. This says, turn on the LED, wait 1,000 things. Turn off the LED, wait. Now, this says, take the value of d, which is 1,000, add 500 to it, and make that equal to the new d. So now, after this line, d would be 1,500, or a second and a half. When it goes back up to the loop, it says turn on the LED, now wait 1.5 seconds. Turn off the LED, wait 1.5 seconds. Now increase d to 2 seconds. So this will just make it blink slower and slower and slower. Okay. And this is using a variable. You have to say what kind of variable it is. An integer is just a number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. Okay. So that's a variable. Here's some other things that you can try. Can you make, try putting in d equals d plus 10. Can you make it flash faster and faster and faster? So 1 second, a little less than a second, faster, 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 faster. Can you make some other interesting pattern? So try those things and see if they work, and then we'll have another idea later. That's it.